What's going on, guys? This is a nice little Monday morning here in Tennessee, but I want to do something a little different today. I've been doing a lot on slag hammer and everything, kind of take a break from that. But anyway, I want to talk about the guys like me that own Gen3 Hemis. They're fun, they're a blast, but they've had issues. They can be expensive. So I'm just going to cover a couple things, especially with the pre-Eagle motor, that will probably prevent, hopefully, a valve seat dropping, which they were really common in this car, or in this motor platform up until 08, and then 2009 the Eagle motor came out. So anyway, we're going to touch a little bit base on drop valve seats, what you can do to prevent it, maintenance, and hopefully this will be a little something for y'all to use for your Gen 3s. These are just my personal opinions to do. I'm sure other people got other comments about this. So anyway, let's get started. So anyway, the pre-Eagle 5.7, notoriously known for dropping valve seats. They can cause carnage, lots of money, and a total engine rebuild in most cases. And man, I tell you what, they can be expensive. But anyway, here's a little example here of a piston of one of the motors I bought for parts and stuff a while back, valve seat carnage. And a lot of this happens either the motor getting hot, because these things run hot. They run about 208, to 215 on the temp gauge. And which I don't like temps being that high. I know they did it for the fact of just doing it for fuel economy, being able to burn the fuel a little bit more. But at the end of the day, steel seats and aluminum head that aren't seated right from the factory, they're gonna pop because of the heat. But anyway, some of the things you can do to kind of prevent this: one, you can sit there and get you a 180 thermostat. Now I know a lot of you guys sit there and turn around and have little tuners you can plug in, especially with Diablo and stuff. You can sit there and basically go in, reset your parameters for your fan, reset for 180, and it just runs cooler. The second thing you can do is, do not use shit fuel. Pardon my French, but I'm just being honest. Don't sit there and use 87 octane. All right, the octane ratings for these things are 89 and 93. You can use the 89, but they recommend you to use 93. You run the 87, it draws more heat in the combustion chamber, and that just adds up to the heat factor. The other thing is idling. Okay, when you're out driving around and everything, you get to the store or whatever, instead of pulling into the parking lot and is automatically turning that key off, let it run for a second, let it cycle for a second, then shut it off. And the other thing is, oil changes. Use the correct oil, do the intervals, and it's going to save you on the maintenance deal. But it's just, it costs money. You drop valve seats, you basically almost wiped out a motor. A lot of times you can get away with boring the motor out, getting another set of heads. What a lot of people do now, they do the Eagle head swaps. And because in 09 and up, they took care of the valve seat issue, drop it out. But that also costs money. Now, personally, my vehicles I've got, like my Charger back here, I did an Eagle head swap on it and the Eagle piston swap. The race truck we've got, we did Eagle head swap on that, no issues. And but maintenance wise, just stay on top of it. Don't get them hot. Do your maintenance intervals. You start having issues, go through the cooling system, replace what's needed. Good fuel. Don't shut it off right away. And put a 180 thermostat in it. A lot of that'll help with the longevity. The motor we pulled out of the race truck before we built the one that's in it now, had 261,000 miles on that motor. And we sold that motor. And the guy is still driving that truck today. And that was about 2 years ago. And hasn't dropped a valve seat in it. Now, don't get me wrong. There are defects. You got some people that have longevity with them. Some people don't. But a lot of it just turns into maintenance issues. Keep the maintenance. You know, you can go on these online forums and stuff, and, you know, and chat with people with their experiences on how to deal with this. But other than that, man, a little quick update on that part of it. Now I'm going to kind of talk about the Pcv system and these things. They really suck. These things are bad with Pcv system, which comes out into here, and it goes right back into the intake. And man, these things get ungodly amount of oil in them, and it is nasty. You know, that's why a lot of times you'll see them, some of them fire up, or if you got one of yourself, sometimes it fires up a little puff of smoke, and that's usually what's going on with that. Now, there are some fixes for this. The most common thing is getting an oil catch can for the system and put that in between where it comes out the PCV into the intake. So that kind of puts the oil in that would be going back in, you know, which is the most common thing. You know, but hey, it is what it is. We like our Hemis. We don't like some of the stuff they did with them, but hey, I've got them. I'll stick with them. I'll build them. But anyway, just a little tidbit here, some stuff. Anyway, y'all be good, be safe. We'll see you down the road. Y'all have a good one. See you.